Chi Creation, The Windows to Spirit, Part 5. So, every wave lifts up and catches the sunlight. As you can see, like as the water becomes thinner, as it lifts out of the water, all the sunlight catches in with it. And as it does so, the sun can see into the world. So we were talking about that fisheye lens because of the shape. This time it's made it convex, so concave, sorry. So it's done the opposite. But we know what it is when we look out, and we can see where we've got a straight horizon, haven't we? So in terms of like the previous picture on the fish, it showed you the convexity. It was showing you the sun, the roundness of the sun in that kind of sense and stuff like. Whereas here, it's just like the fisheye lens shape of it and stuff. In the same way that when we could see the ocean waves, we could see all down the all down the shore where all the waves were going down. So you could see that 3D aspect to it. So I think it's doing a bit of that as well. So, like I say, as you look into it, and as you like look into the distance, you can see like while the sunlight gets brighter, and where the sun actually is over the top of or whatever and stuff like the brightness and stuff. Also, you got the sun's rays. So, like how you got the lines that way for the waves, and then you got the sun lines, which kind of come out. So it's showing you both. It's showing you the water and the sunlight. So the communication between them both, and so how that kind of matches up with the vibration of the realm, and and also like with your eye migraines, you get this crisscrossing of light. So golden light, if anything, it's kind of like multicolored, but as a general sense, or overall, it looks gold. So it's same as this. It's that same pattern. It also comes in a Fibonacci spiral as well. So it kind of curls round. So like there, it kind of comes round, and it depends on which one you look at. But so yeah, it's like the matchups which it offers in that kind of way. Hold on. So every wave lifts up, so it can see into the world. Oops. So like that, like the wave lifts up, and the pearl represents the sun, and so how the lens of the wave kind of projects the sun here in that kind of way. And so we see it in the shell. You see all these colours, you see all these black areas as well. So like we're talking about like imperceivable light and like the dark side of the sun in that kind of way and stuff. And then all these colours as well, of blues. But another interesting feature is that they get these rainbow colours on the edge of the shell. So it's like the edge of your vision. So like we were looking at the bubbles and all those kind of things. So it shows it again there. You see like the layers of it, and then like the sunlight kind of patterns. So like that fish with the C shape. It's got the rest of it for the eye as well. So like the inner part of your eye, your nose would be there, and that kind of goes there. So your eye would be there, and then the rest of your eye, white ear eye. It's got it again there. The brightness of the sun, and then like the rainbow effects. streaky lines, got brightness. This again, it's like the sun. It's got like, you know, rainbowish colours amongst it all. And then it looks like it's in a bubble. And then outside of that, it's got all this, which also looks like sunlight to a certain degree. And so it's like you've got your dome, or you've got your dome, you've got your yin and yang. There's another one, but so you do your initial dome there, you've got another dome there, and then it seems like you've got another dome there. And I suppose that'd be outside of the black hole sun thing, and we're inside, weren't it, and stuff. Like a realm, or a universe within it, and lots of realms potentially. So you go under a lot of brightness. And then you got like the external, so you can see it on inside, but you can't see it from outside. So when we see like the black hole and it just looks black, it's kind of like that because like it's hide. You can't see like the realm in that kind of sense. It's kind of like hiding it, so it's like a protective in a way. Hidden. So this is a diagram of a pearl in a shell. So when we look at that, it reminds me of the realm, which you know, with the shape of it in that kind of sense, like the flower bud, for one example. We turn it, and then we've got that C shape, and then the sun shining through the wave in that kind of way. So it's also that. So then you can see the peacock feather, how it has that line which goes in, the heart shape. So this is an example of one of those shells. Another one with other part. Because you get a few different style of shells, and you get the other one which kind of splays open like a hand or a sun. But I didn't get one. This is another one of those, and how it's kind of showing you the eye shape when it makes that roll up wave and the sun coming through it and such. So like the sun's a realm. It's also the eye, so it's also like God looking through into this world and stuff. So yeah, a similar one to that, but we're getting wider, don't we? And it's more of a circle, semicircle. But this is another example of it. So when you see it in that kind of sense, and we're speaking about it being the realm, the vibrations of the realm, and all that kind of thing, and we turn it sideways, and we see it that way, then we go back to the mandrel, and we can see like how those patterns they kind of match up with it. And this has still got the meat inside. It looks like a mushroom. You can see all the lines, all that kind of thing. So in the same sense, you can see the ocean waves, like the time lapse, so you get all the streaks as it's going backwards and forwards and such. It's like the splashing on edges and stuff. But also as the sun, it expands and contracts, so it's creating the same patterns. It's difficult to distinguish which one it is if it weren't both, but I do believe it is both. Like throughout nature, they're showing you two examples at once. So also we've got the pearl, and it's got a tail. So in the sense of, we've shown loads of things already. You know, I mean, where the tail's necessary in a sense. I've got loads more to show in that kind of way as well. But also, it's so similar to Jupiter as well. When we were looking at Jupiter, and we can actually see the example of a tail behind it and stuff. Which we have got some more pictures of that at some point as well. So yeah, it's interesting. It's like I said, there's more to show. I'll get on with showing them. So it opens. So like an eye with eyelashes, but it's also like a mouth as well, as it eats, doesn't it? So, you know, like the ocean waves, we've shown that with the anatomy and the purpose of anatomy in that kind of way and such. So as it opens and closes, it's got the teeth of a wave. And so we can see like that, how as it raises up, that wave, like the eye. So like the eye in that way. And so the wave comes up, the sun can see through all the other waves, which are kind of caught in that spiral. Which, but we're on the end of last episode, which it's all one episode when I do a series. Really. So, yeah, for butterfly wings, in that kind of sense. So the same shape, it kind of repeats throughout nature in a way. There's several shapes which do it. So we've got a butterfly, but also, if I go this way, we see the wave shape and then the eye. So exactly the same as, where are we? That. That's like the part of the butterfly wing, and then it's got the sun symbol. So there's like the Humpert wave, then the sun symbol, sun coming through the wave. So that's like that, why that shapes there. Let's see it again there. Oh, it's this one. So we see it again. So it raises up and comes down. It's like God's eye, but through the wave. So see it again. This is like frothed wave, but you can still see the sun, or the the top of it. It's black in the middle, maybe. And again, it's fluffy as well. That wave part. So all is one. You connect that as like the pupil, the white of the eye, and so like you've got the wave shape in that kind of sense. Yeah, it's more defined, and you can tell that it's split, and so you've got the two pupils, or the yin and yang aspect of a realm when we look at it that way. There's a face. There's a face with that one as well. I can't remember properly. I don't know. We'll leave that one for now. So you got your face, you got your roll with the tail, so like the tadpole. Again, featured in the tail. And so this, we see it like this quite often, like the nines on the birds, like it went round the ear and stuff, that kind of thing, or on the praying mantis, all that kind of stuff. So that is the tail, basically. It's like, you know, when animals are born, they're going to like that position, don't they? As they unfurl and become alive, and then they go to sleep, and you go back into that position, the fetal position. Sorry. Let me think. Yeah, there's a white line which goes down up there in that kind of way. So it's like got its tail in that kind of sense. But it's really difficult to see it properly, isn't it? In a way. And this one was for the wave. So the wave opens up and the sunlight comes through. So that's your horizon. So on the peacock, you've got like where the waves come in, and then they'll come over. So like, you know, this is what you can see and all that kind of stuff. And that's like the sunlight coming through. So you see it here, like the wave comes up. You're like, you know, imagine like the other half of it. And so it's got all the yellow, golden light. It's got like more of a golden tinge to it. It almost looks like waves, maybe. It could be its body. It's this little detail. But this part, you can see, it's like that, where the light comes through. Instead of a window in that kind of way. Long term. But you can see the colours. You can see its body. Its body does look like the wave, so it is a roll of a wave when we've gone through that kind of thing. And so like the light come through and it kind of creates those colours and stuff as it splits. So it's got its face. Coming from the branches as well, but we'll get into that in a bit. So again, can I turn this one? I can. You got the wave, and then where the eye comes through, so like the sun is shining through the wave in that way. And also all the splashing from the body with all the fur and all that kind of stuff, representing the time lapse. And that one's quite good for wave shape. And so like we can see you've got this shape, so the sunlight's coming through it, but then on this shape you've got the the side view of the wave in that kind of way. I suppose if we looked at it that way, I'd have to tilt my phone a little bit and so that that's like, you know, the hump of a wave, so the sun's coming through. And maybe I'm wrong about that bit. I don't know. I think it is both. It's got to be both. So again, it opens, and then you got all this colourful sunlight, whereas on like the outside, you've got all the vibrations of a realm, and it's just black and white, a little bit of orange, but mainly it's just black and white. It's within the realm which all the colour is, all the warmth in that kind of way. And you know, that window, it's like that. That's like the eye in that kind of sense. You'd have to get another butterfly to stand back to back, and they'd have that, you know, a diamond shape or Vesica Pisces, depending on which butterfly you put. And so we see inside, we can see the sun, its reflection. Oh, that one makes a heart shape. I've got it here. Oh, it doesn't turn. If we look at it that way, you can see the eye, see the pupil, all the different colours in that kind of way. You can have multiple coloured pupils as well, irises, sorry. But the eye, you know what I mean, with both wings, it kind of shows you more of that circular kind of shape and stuff. Oh, it's a shame. I'm going to turn this one upside down, it don't turn. If you turn it upside down, then that'd be the wave lifting up, and that'd be, I suppose, the eye would be the butterfly, the consciousness. As we see it there, if I add the bottom, we can see the eye, like the black area surrounded by the white, so you got the white of the eye. So we're speaking about the white of the eye on that wood. I'll get the picture. Like there, it's like a white area. So it's like it's included it. You can see the shade starts there, kind of thing, but you got the white area there as well. And so it's included the white here. And also you got the heart shapes. So again, you can see a pupil, the white eye. But then also you've got the elephant. As you can see, its trunk, its tusks, and its ears in that kind of sense. And so the same design it's been repeated, but used in a completely different way. And you've got your hearts again. So I see the same thing. There's to be a bump in the middle. And so, like for your peacock shape, the heart shape, the indentation and stuff. It's the same again. Well, not the elephant as such. Maybe it is, but no tusks. But you got the eye, you got the hearts. The wave is the butterfly itself, so that's where the sun comes through. And this one is just the wave, so you can see like where the teeth of the wave are and stuff like. And so like the previous ones, it kind of hides it because like you're seeing the eye or the elephant, but there all you've got is it's just the waves. So this time we've got the eye again. I kind of think there's two ways of looking at it. You know, there's one way of looking at it like that. You've got like the circle for the eye, and so you got the wave, all that kind of stuff. But also you got the realm there, so like the plane of a realm, like the a peacock feather. You got the split there and all that kind of thing. So you compare that to the realm on the black hole aspect of things, and then you've got why that shape's there and stuff. It'll be clear in more pictures and stuff like that. And we discussed the realm, the black hole, and all that kind of stuff in a previous episode. But this one we're looking at the wave shape. So we see this eye part here. If you continued it on a butterfly, it'd make the Vesica Pisces shape quite well. But it curls back out, and so you can see it follows that shape of the wave. It's split because it's a separate wing, but so the colour of the sun and the black hole and the eye. More detail. It's all fiery detail and stuff. It breaks up like water. And so again, it could be water. Well, actually, it's both. It shows you the wave crashing, and it's also showing you the realm. And I think that's what this buff up the wave more. You got like you can see how it sprays and stuff like that. You got the sunlight behind it. That's nearly got it all. One more bit and it'd be full. It'll look like a mouth, more than an eye. So more the same. And that one looks quite good. So the curve of a wave, the eye. It barely looks like a butterfly when you look at all the colours and everything. Like if you ignore that front bit. And these are quite interesting. I've not seen one of these. We've got similar ones that live now, well, round here. But these have, those eyes for one thing. So the pareidolia in the realm, so it's like the realm's conscious. And you can see it the other way, so you got the yin realm, the yang realm, and then it's all part of it, and you got the sunlight and all that kind of stuff. So your first dome, your second dome, all that kind of thing. Your spiritual light on tips of your vision, where the tiger pattern comes from, for bees and everything. Oops. Yeah, I've run out of time anyway. But yeah, next episode will be good because I've got plenty to go on. So yeah, like the wave, it opens and closes. Every time it does, the sun shines through, and it's the same as the butterfly wings in that kind of sense. The sun being its spirit. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on next one. Cheers. Bye.